Welcome to Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy. Now here's your host, Tim McMahon.
Commentary. You're gonna trust this organic meatbag master? Very dicey decision.
Hey, it's Tim. Now, all day I've had this idea in my head. Well, it's an idea of an idea, and I need to flush it out, but try as I might, I haven't been able to. So I'm going to turn to you guys to help me with this. What am I talking about? Well, let me start from the beginning. This morning, as I'm brushing my teeth, Star Wars The Old Republic popped into my head for some reason. No clue why. That's just the way my brain works. So many Star Wars fans love this era of fictional Star Wars history. It began with the Old Republic computer game, and then there were novels and comics, and there is still the current massive online multiplayer video game. It's a pretty cool corner of the Star Wars franchise that, to some people, it is their Star Wars. And that's totally cool. That's what I love about Star Wars. It's so big, it's so awesome that there's something for every niche community. Okay, that said, I have to confess, the Old Republic was never really my thing. I did find it interesting, the concept and the characters and such, and I'm not knocking it, but it just wasn't for me. I did give it a try, I honestly did. I dipped my toes into the original computer game back in the day, but I was never a fan of role-playing games on the computer, so I never got more than a few hours into it. I know it's a great game. Plenty of people have told me that. Even folks who aren't into Star Wars love it as a game, but I just couldn't get past the genre, the playstyle, and so that's on me. Skip ahead to 2011 and the online game came out, the massively multiplayer Star Wars The Old Republic, and I did play that. In fact, I played it more than the original game, and I really enjoyed it at first. Heck, I even took a week's vacation off of work when it first came out so I could do nothing but play in that virtual galaxy for a whole 7 days uninterrupted. But eventually, the grinding in the game got too dull for me. Again, that's a fault of the gameplay style in general and not the actual game, so again, you could argue that's on me. Hey, that said, the SWTOR soundtrack, man, that is an awesome soundtrack. I'll have to admit, I may even like it better than the Rogue One soundtrack. How about that? Over the years, I did read the novels and I really enjoyed them, and I like the comic books too. But still, again, the Old Republic just wasn't my cup of tea. My problem was that for an era of history that took place thousands of years before the movies, everything seemed a little too much like the movies. I'm talking about the in-universe environments and technology, the window dressing of the Star Wars galaxy, their ships, their weapons, their droids, they all look the same, just boxier. Even the clothing looked very prequel-ish, just the prequels to the 10th Power. Even the conflict, the sides fighting against each other, the Sith Empire and the Jedi and the Republic, are really kind of the same to what we already know and have. Hey, but that said, it was cool to see so many Jedi and so many Sith being active at once and battling it out. No complaints there. Okay, so now that you know my point of view about the Old Republic, we've reached my idea for today. Even though the Star Wars Old Republic massive online game is still going on, that whole era of storytelling has been designated as Legends by Lucasfilm. It's no longer canon. While I know this upsets a lot of old EU fans, it could allow for something new and cool. It could allow for some new filmmaker or storyteller to come along and reintroduce this era into the canon, to reinterpret it, to reimagine it, just like they did with the post-Return of the Jedi era in the new movies. And that's what I've been thinking about all day. What would a new Old Republic era look like? How would it be different from what we've already seen before? How do you keep the Star Wars flavor, but make the point that it is really many millennia before the films? And speaking of the films, how do you showcase this era of Star Wars history in a film to a broader audience? Try as I might, I can't come up with any good ideas on my own. The only thing I could come up with was to say, hey, let's go back to the really old Republic and maybe tell the story of the first Jedi or the first hyperspace travelers. But that's not quite what the Old Republic is, so that's a cheat. Since my own imagination is disappointing me today, I'm going to turn to you guys. Let me know how you would reinvent the Old Republic for the new canon. How would you update it? What stories would you tell? Email me at 12parsekspodcast@gmail.com or connect with me on any of my social media links. You can find them on our website, 12parsekspodcast.com. Okay, but here's the deal. The person with the idea that most intrigues me, I'm going to have you on the show to tell your take to the world. Sound like a plan? Great. So till then, thanks for listening. Utini!
Statement. More questions. Wonderful.
You've been listening to Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy, part of the expanded Fandomverse network of shows. For links and show notes, visit our website, 12parsekpodcast.com. Follow Less Than 12 Parsecs on Twitter at 12parpod, on Instagram at 12parsekspodcast, on Tumblr at 12parsekspodcast, and find us on Facebook as well. And please let us know what you think. Email us at 12parsekspodcast@gmail.com.